look at what's happening overseas in Europe. They're immediately pulling the rug out from under seniors. They're cutting benefits on retirees after they've retired. They're cranking up taxes and slowing down their economy. They have a youth unemployment rate around 30%. So this ought to be a cautionary tale to us. And so what's really frustrating and disappointing to us is we have a president who, for the fourth budget in a row, literally is not proposing to do anything about it. And elections coming up. And the president, I think he mentioned it once in his State of the Union address, the debt. The biggest threat to our economy today and to our children's future is this fiscal problem, this debt. And here's the issue, Bill. The sooner we deal with it, the better off everybody is. Because if you keep piling up more debt and keep kicking the can down the road, then the end is that much more uglier. Then you have to have sudden, urgent cuts and tax increases that hurt the economy, that hurt seniors, that hurt the safety net, like you have in Europe. And we need to avoid that by stepping up and leading and putting out, fixing this thing. And the president has punted on the issue for the fourth time in a row. And what's really frustrating is the Senate hasn't passed a budget for 2 years, and they already announced they're not going to do a budget this year, again for the third year. And the law says we need to pass a budget every year. So that's what's so frustrating about this bill. And when we put out solutions, all we get are negative advertising, demagoguery, and finger pointing.
Yeah. You wrote this week about the illusion of fiscal responsibility. And I wonder if people get it. You have 3 kids. What's their country look like in 20 years?
This is what motivates me, Bill. I mean, look, the point knowing these numbers and knowing where the country is heading, and knowing that my kids who are 7, 8, and 10 years old are literally going to have a lower standard of living, a more diminished future than what we have. That's an irrefutable fact based on where we're headed. And we've always had this tradition in America where you leave the next generation better off. It's, that's the American idea. And we're confronted, this generation of leaders is confronted with the fact that we might sever that American idea, and we need to step up to the plate and fix this problem. And so since the president's ducking responsibility, the Senate isn't even on the field, we feel obligated morally and legally to give the country a choice. Let the country in November, because it's going to have to come to this now, let them choose what path they want for America.